session. I think we're done. Can we introduce our next speaker, who is Precious? Thank you for this moment with me. I hope you were blessed. So please switch up your camera, Techno POP4. Can you switch up your camera? Yeah, switch up your camera. So yes, can we switch up our cameras? Check if your cameras are on, switch it up. Please, those of you that your hands are raised, can you bring down your hands? Mercy, Barida, Deborah, Samuel, bring down your hands. You can drop the question on the comment section. Okay, Doc has already come. Doc, we wanted to introduce you. Precious, who is introducing Doc? This is the young man.
It was
in whom
supposed
I'm well
to be you,
pleased.
Mom. Okay.
Is it me that we introduce him?
Yes, Mommy. Welcome,
Am I with his portfolio? I need to read his portfolio. Who has his portfolio? Doc, I need to read your portfolio. Let me bring out his portfolio. Please, can we welcome our next guest, Dr. Obinna? Let's welcome in the chat. Let's just say welcome. Thank you, my brother. Let me bring, I need to read. I must give you this honor. Waiting. Okay. Okay, so, it's so plenty. Woo. Okay, first, Dr. Obinna is a medical doctor. He's a public health physician. He's a health promotion specialist. Hosanna, you're supposed to read this. He's a fellow of the Mandela Washington Fellowship for Young African Leaders and co-founder of Impact-Driven Young Leaders Initiative. His experience in higher education governance, vaccines, uptake and financing advocacy, immunization, and conditional cash transfers programming. Talk of all-round person. Healthcare delivery, political organization, and youth leadership. You see why we brought him? Obinna believes in promoting health and well-being, community development, and leadership, and has worked as the places he has worked is so much portfolio. 1, national coordinator at New Incentives. 2, senior associate at Direct Consulting and Logistics. 3, technical and personal assistant to a commissioner for health in Imo State. I told he's my brother. 5, medical officer at Naval Medical Center in Sapele. 6, intern house officer at University of Port Harcourt. Then Obinna has a wealth of experience in leadership and loves to volunteer. He has served in various positions as member health and nutrition, TWG for the development of MTNDP, a member of the National APC Reconciliation Committee for Understates, postgraduate governor at Robert Gordon University, Aberdeen, Scotland, member of Royal Society for Public Health, member of Election Planning and Monitoring, friend of Confederation of Meningitis. Okay. Please, his portfolio is still on. I'm still scrolling. Oh my God. Above all, he's a Christian. He's a lovely young man. Please go to our pages. You see all his portfolio. We'll put it there. Because if I start it, I'm going to take all his time. So let's welcome Dr. Obinna.
All right, thank you, everyone. I see your messages. I'm happy to be here. It's great seeing all of you here, and I look forward to a fruitful deliberation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Obinna. It's a pleasure to have you. We are so pleased to have you in our midst. I know from your wealth of knowledge, we are so expectant of what we want to receive from you. God bless you. You can start. Thank you very much.
Please, do you want to give me access to share my screen? I have a presentation. Thank you. Okay, I think I have the access now.
Yes,
okay.
You've done that.
Okay, confirm you can see my screen.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, all right. So, All right, so good evening, everyone. Those in West Africa, good day, good morning. Those calling from the America, Canada, and all that. It's a pleasure having you here. My name is Dr. Obinna, has been introduced. Today, we're going to talk about healthy habits for exponential living as part of this exponential conference. As part of this presentation, we're going to look at what exponential living means. And one central term that comes up when you talk about exponential living is inner peace, right? So we're going to look at what are those things that stress us, what are those things that affect our inner peace. And then we're going to look at, moving forward, we'll then look at what are the helpful, healthy habits you can adopt to ensure that you are having inner peace and you ensure health and well-being. Then as part of those habits, we also look at how can you take care of yourself. That those things that you can do, you take care of yourself, you ensure inner peace and health and well-being. And then some of the tips on also how you can improve your mental health, because as we would come to realize, health is not just the absence of disease or infirmity, but a complete state. Then eventually we'll then conclude and see there are one or two lessons we'll learn from the presentation. So if you're there with me, maybe you just chat, put on the chat board, let's go, just type let's go, so that I know we are all together and we can go move forward. Can I see people putting on the chat, let's go, let's go. I can see let's go one. From Amarachi Chris, let's go, let's go, let's go. Yes, I can see them. So, okay, we are ready to go. All right, if you're ready, I am ready. So then let's go, let's start. So what is exponential living and what's health? Let's see where the intersection is. So health, as I earlier said, it's not just when you don't have a disease or infirmity or you're not ill. You can't say you're healthy if you're not ill. Maybe you don't have a flu, you don't have malaria, no. Actually, you're healthy when you have that complete state of physically. So physically, you're fit, mentally, you're fit, and emotionally, you are fit. If one of these is lacking, you're not healthy. So let's put that in the parking lot. That's what health means, right? And that's what means when you can say you're healthy. Then what's exponential living? We're going to take from Shelley Ryler his definition of exponential living. It says that exponential living is about making peace the CEO of your life. So think about who is the CEO of an organization, right? The CEO of the organization is the top management of that organization. He provides leadership, provides vision, right, and direction, right? So in life, most times we are driven not by inner peace. What gives us peace? We are driven primarily most times by wealth. We want to make money. That's why we are doing this work, right? We want to make an impact. We want to maybe smoothing our ego, right? But then think about that life where you're taking a decision. You want to get this job. You want to study this course, right? Because it will give you inner peace. That does not mean that you will not get money. You will not make an impact. But the central reason is you want that inner peace. And that inner peace might come because, one, you have adequate resources to take care of your family and your basic needs. You're making an impact in your community. But at the center is that it gives you inner peace. So that's what Sherry was trying to propagate with the concept of exponential living. How can we make inner peace the center of our daily living, right? And when you switch to this kind of lifestyle, what you begin to see is that you will now, you will then have greater gratitude in life, contentment. You're contented with what you have, and it will mark the end of that that mindset driven by lack, scarcity, and a lot of fear about tomorrow. Because then whatever you do is driven by inner peace, right? And then when you look at the two definitions about exponential living, which is centered on inner peace, right, and health, what you would observe is that inner peace and health, they are vice versa. So when you have inner peace, it leads to good health and well-being, right? And when you have good health and well-being, it leads to inner peace. right? So it's good. It's good. So after a while, reward yourself. Take yourself out occasionally, right? You work so hard, you work, take yourself out, sit down, have a cup of coffee or a drink, right? Reward yourself, and then pace yourself. Know how fast or how slow you can go. And then know your body, follow it that way. Don't overdo yourself, right? Don't, as they rightly say in Nigeria, don't overdo yourself. I've forgotten that slang, but know how to pace yourself and then find time to reward yourself, okay? And then you have to maintain a work-life balance. As you can see in this picture, you have your family, you have your future, you have your career, you have your academics, you have your spiritual life, right? All these things, you have to strike a balance. One should not be going on at the detriment of the other, right? So it's important that you maintain a work balance, because when you don't maintain this balance, it affects your inner peace and it affects your health and well-being. So these are some of the things you need to do to take care of yourself, okay? And then finally, in terms of improving your inner peace and health, your health and well-being, let's now think of what are the ways we can improve our mental health. Because as I explained, mental health is important. You might have good physical health, you're jumping around strong. You might have a good social health, you're social butterfly, you're happy, but then you do not have good mental health. You can't say to be healthy, because health is a complete state of physical, mental, and social well-being. So what are those things, kind of things you can do to improve your mental health? There's a lot of things we can go through here, but then some of the key things, and I think we can do it during this call. So are we all ready? Right? If you are ready, let's go. Now, let's all take a deep breath. So take it slowly and take it and go deep. So let's start. 3, 2, 1. All right. So you take it slowly deep and then slowly out. Let's go again. So you see, when you do this, it helps you to feel better. It helps to improve your mental health. So when next you're stressed, try taking deep breaths slowly and deep, and you now exhale deeply, okay? Another thing you can do is progressive muscle relaxation, right? Where you slowly tense your muscle. So tense your muscle is like you're trying to stiffen your muscle. So you can just go like this. Let me see. So you just tighten your muscle a bit. And then you let go gradually. So you kind of tighten your muscle and then let go, right? Sometimes you can also use like a towel and then you just be tightening your muscle and then letting go. Yeah. So those progressive muscle relaxation actually help to improve your mental health. Then you can meditate. Meditation, where you look for a very quiet place, kind of close your eye. So I think you can do it. So just imagine. So close your eye. Right? We'll do it for like a minute. Let's all close our eyes, right? Now, when you close your eye, a lot of thoughts will be coming. Try to remove those thoughts. Don't think about anything. Don't look at anything. Just have a black spot. Just let's do it for 1 minute and let's see whether we'll feel better or better than we are before this meeting. So let's close our eye. No talking, just in the next 1 minute. All right, so we need to finish. So these are some of the things you can meditate. Then the other important thing, mindfulness is the way you try to listen to your body. But another important thing, and that's something you might want to do every morning, is what we call imagery. So if you look at this picture here of under activity, what you need to do, you can do this every morning to help to improve your mental health. So when you wake up, right, you slow down, don't jump out of your bed, give yourself like 5 minutes, right? Just take your time. Most times when we wake up, we just pick our phone, or no, just give yourself 5 minutes of no activity. Just relax. Allow your body to come out of that sleeping gradually, right? Then in terms of imagery, something you can do after then is you can close your eye. I did this earlier today and it was beautiful. Close your eye and imagine that your day will go very well. Imagine that, like today, when I was doing it, I closed my eye and I imagined that I had a very wonderful presentation today and people were applauding for me. I could imagine, and as I was envisaging it, I started smiling, right? So try that every day. When you wake up in the morning, take 5 minutes, slow down, don't do anything. Just try to slow down and allow your body. And then when you wake up, just imagine that your day will be beautiful. Close your eye and imagine all the good things you want to happen to you that day. Maybe you want to get a handshake from your boss. You want your classmates to applaud you. You want to see your results with 100% mark or an A mark. Just imagine it. Close your eye and just try to bring that into existence. And you will see that it will help improve your mental well-being. Another thing you can do is also take a time out to express gratitude, right? And one of the ways you can start that is by saying your morning prayer. You express your gratitude to God who has kept you alive. You slept, you woke up. Some people did not, so you can start that. Then moving from that, you can also think about other people who have been gracious to you. So maybe you think about the taxi driver or your driver who drove you the day before. Maybe someone who helped clean your room or your dorm and did that well. Or maybe someone who prepared a nice meal for you, someone who was, just think about it and just say thank you. And that might be a time you might just pull up your phone and just send a thank you message to someone who was nice to you the previous day. So have that period of expressing gratitude, starting with God and then other people around you. Some, if you cannot read them, just say in your heart, oh, thanks, this person was so good to me, right? And then always have a good breakfast. Have a time to look at your schedule and calendar and put things and hope that you achieve them. Put them in a manner that it doesn't conflict with your activities, right? Remember, we've talked about breath, taking a deep breath. You can do that. So these are some of the tips you can do, things you can do in the morning, right? You can do your reflection, you can do your meditation. You can also, there's something about strengths, right? You can take a pen and look at, okay, what are your core strengths? Maybe you're a good orator, you're good at planning. Then think about how you're going to fuse this, your strengths, into your activities today. Okay, hey, today in class, we're going to have a debate. Okay, one of my strengths, I'm a good orator. I must see how I would get to become one of the lead speaker and use my strengths. So think about your strengths as your day begins and see how you can infuse your strengths in the activities of the day. So these are some of the things you can do to improve your mental well-being. As I mentioned, I will leave this slide in PDF form with your lead so that she can share it across to all participants. So in conclusion, I want to say that we thrive when we make peace the CEO of our life, and that is what we mean by exponential living. Starting from today, think about how you would put inner peace at the forefront of your decision. That's the job I want to take. This plan I'm pursuing, would it give me inner peace when I achieve it? And when that answer is yes, you're moving forward. And when that answer is no, you're trying to review it. So if you begin to put inner peace at the center of your decision, you will see that your life will improve greatly. And you will then begin to live a life of gratitude, a life of contentment. And you go over that period of lack, fear, because your decisions are driven by your inner peace. We also talked about good health, how good health leads to inner peace, and how inner peace leads to good health, and why we need to then adopt healthy habits, which leads to good health and well-being, or inner peace, since they are vice versa. We've also talked about some of the good, healthy habits, which includes drinking at least 8 glasses of water daily, eating a balanced, healthy diet. We've talked about what it means to have that balanced diet, having a good sleep of about 7 to 8 hours a day, doing a physical activity you love doing daily, how you can take care of yourself and avoid those things that bring a lot of stress to your life, right? And ways you can improve your mental health, including some of the 10 tips you can do every morning when you wake up. So I haven't gone through some of these healthy habits and explain the correlation between health and well-being and exponential living, or having inner peace, driving your activities. I want to say everyone here today watching this, enjoy exponential living and practice those healthy habits today. Thank you all for listening.
Wow, that was a very beautiful one. We really do appreciate Dr. Obinna. We've learned a lot. I hope we all learned something today. I'm not the only one on this. So if you did, kindly indicate in the comment section. Where's my okay. So I'm just going to allow Mama take over from this now. Mommy, please. Thank you, Ma.
My student is saying from here that you're beautiful.
Thank you,
Okay,
Ma.
so Dr. Obinna, thank you so much. I was just cut off taking that note. Okay, so we are going to ask Dr. Obinna questions. He did so well to end a lot earlier because he wants to take your questions. So you can drop your questions or you can unmute yourself if you know that typing will take you time. Thank you. Yes, they are appreciating you on the chat. If you know that you're typing, maybe most of your keypads are a bit slow, you can just ask the question, or mute yourself and ask the question, then mute yourself. But if you're comfortable with typing your questions, please go on and type your question. Okay, it's time for questions. What are the things you would like to know based on what he has taught us, or something else related to what he has taught us? So go on, drop your questions. Yes, he's receiving the thank you. Do you have any question? Just someone that have any question, like you did during my session, you have to raise your hand so that I will know. Okay, Kalu Kate, you want to type, or you can go on unmute yourself.
Thank you very much, Ma. Thank you, sir, for this wonderful session. Okay, sir, I would like to ask, you made mention of the importance of considering our inner peace. So I would like to ask, sir, where do we draw the balance between considering our inner peace and also considering the welfare of others, sir? Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Yes, so most times, so it depends on when you talk about peace, like what makes you feel at peace with yourself. And you would see as a Christian, when you help others, right? When you are your brother's keeper, when you show empathy, right? It brings some level of peace, right? So it's a pathway, I would say. They are not at variance. So having inner peace and helping others, they are not at variance. It's just a pathway, right? So what you would see is that if you put inner peace at the center of your decision, you would see that you will be even helping others, because when you help others have inner peace, it's different from someone who puts maybe monetary gain, right, or ego at the center, right? You would see that, okay, because you want to make money, right? You would, and the way money works, you will see that you keep grabbing, and want to even grab someone else's own, or maybe run someone down at the expense of what you want to gain. But when it's about inner peace, what gives you peace, you would see that you would be wanting to help someone, you want to lend a helping hand, because those are the things that actually make you have that peace at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, you can make all the money, but you are still worried. Like you're worried, oh, how do I safeguard this money? But imagine you lending a helping hand. At the end of the day, when you review your day, you would say, hey, actually, I helped someone. So I want to say that it's a pathway, they're not at variance. It's something that you would find yourself doing often when you put inner peace at the center of your decisions and your activities.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Obinna. Kate, I hope you're cleared. You can just drop your yes or no on the comment section. Okay, Seth is asking, she said, sir, is it normal for one to have loss of appetite every day? If no, what can one do to help herself?
Okay, so if you're having repeated loss of appetite, right, you might want to go and see your GP because it might be a symptom of something else happening, right? If it's it's okay. Sometimes you could just lose appetite. You don't want to eat or something. Maybe you don't like the meal, or you've had a full meal, or maybe something maybe your mental state, you got angry or you're anxious about something, you can just lose an appetite, right? But when it is consistent, right, you need to see a GP. And then most times, if you see, I'm a medical doctor and also I do public health, but then if you see us, what we do is that we try to rule out possible causes, right? Look at, okay, what are the other symptoms you're having apart from loss of appetite? And then based on that, we are going to make a diagnosis. But in a case where we are not able to make a diagnosis, so we feel like, oh, it's not anything serious, we could just give you things like multivitamins to stimulate your appetite, and then you'll be fine. So in summary, I think the first thing to do is to go and see your GP, go and see a doctor, talk to a health practitioner, and then he's going to review your case and then make a diagnosis and see if it's something, a normal occurrence, or something that is a pointer to a disease or an illness.
Okay, so Seth here, I'm sure you said sometimes you can stay for a day, you don't eat. I'm sure you understood what he's saying. If it's something that happens every day, then you need to see your doctor so that they can carry out some tests and all that. But if it's something that happens once in a while, maybe once in a week, it happens sometimes. I don't have appetite for 1 or 2 days, it happens. But if it's persistent, then you need to see your doctor, okay? Because you're still asking, sometimes I don't eat and you don't feel hungry. If it's every day, then you need to see a doctor. But if it's one off, then it's okay. Okay, this person said, Idris say, is loss of inner peace the cause of constant weight loss?
No, it's not the only, when you lose your inner peace, it could lead to weight loss, right? But it's not the only cause, right? Sometimes people have illnesses. There's some debilitating illnesses that cause you to continue to lose weight and maciate, right? So for example, people have some of the end stage diseases. Some people have cancer, right? Some people have some blood dysplasias and all that, right? Can come down with weight loss, significant weight loss, right? So if you observe that you're losing weight, right, it's a time for you to go and see your doctor. Because you see, one thing about life is that God places some of these things as a screen to our inner body. We cannot see what's happening inside our body, but then God allows us to feel some of these symptoms, which is a pointer to something happening in our body. And that's what we doctors, we use. We look at, okay, if this person is feeling this way and this way, when you put this together, it's likely that this person is having this illness. And then you then carry out some investigation to validate that, and before you now make your final diagnosis. If you see yourself losing weight, please see your doctor. It might be a pointer to something, but it might just not be anything. It might be you're not eating well. And for sex, if you can't eat meal, if you find yourself you're not eating food, if you find let's mute yeah. So if you find yourself not eating, having appetite for a particular kind of food, you can kind of think about something like you can just have like fruits and vegetable, right? You can just have vegetables, you can have salad, right? Sometimes it may be because of the kind of food you have around you, it's something that doesn't you lose appetite. So try other kind of foods, fruits, vegetable. It's usually difficult to lose appetite for such.
Let me go inside. It's Zoom. Yeah. Wait, are you going home?
No, can we mute all these people? Please, can the IT mute everyone on the background? I don't know why you let your this thing on and then you're talking and we can hear you. This Galaxy A03, you have just been talking and entering the conference. Please, can we mute every other participant? IT, please mute all the participants. Okay, so we're going to take the next question. The next question says, please, how do one manage frequent tiredness?
So when you find yourself tired all the time, you need to review what are the things you do. Do you overwork yourself? Are you getting adequate rest? Are you sleeping well? Are you eating well? Are you drinking a lot of water? Right? Are you worried to a point that it drains your mental, your energy, right? Most times there are a lot of things. If you're constantly traumatized emotionally, right, it can sap a lot of your energy. So one of the things you can do before seeing a doctor would be to kind of review your day-to-day activity, review your meals, review your activities, and see if there are things you're doing that are sapping your energy, and if there is a way you can do it better in such a way that you remain productive, but you're not getting tired all the time. Once you're able to do this and you see yourself getting tired most of the time, that you're sleeping well, you're eating well, you're drinking a lot of water, right? And you're taking care of yourself, like we mentioned in this call, and you're doing those things that improve your mental health, and you still keep feeling tired, then you have to see your doctor.
Okay, thank you so much, Victor. I hope you're cleared on this. You said manage frequently tiredness, mostly mental. Your tiredness is mental. I think Dr. Obinna answered that question. He said his tiredness is mostly mental. Okay, we'll take Hosanna's questions. I think this might be our last question. Anyway, you still have one more question to take. My question is, how can a person with a very tight schedule maintain a healthy sleeping habit? That you just took my question because I was going to ask that.
So yeah, so the thing is, you need to plan yourself and then absorb only what you can absorb, right? The thing is, if you have a tight schedule, right, is because you're taking more into your schedule, right? We need to learn how to say no to some things, like, okay, I'm sorry, I can't because my schedule is filled up for this day, right? The thing is, and then be disciplined, because what happens most times is not you have a tight schedule, it's just that sometimes you are distracted. So, and that's why sometimes the makers of this phone, they put things like screen time. If you look at your screen time, you find out that you spend a lot of time on your phone, right? So two things, it's be disciplined. When you're disciplined with your plans and your time and your activities for the day. Second, it's learn how to say no to some things that clog up your schedule, right? And then finally, plan. Most times we leave everything in our head and we see that we are unable to manage our time well. But if you can plan it, like one of the things I do, I have, like, on my phone, I have the calendar app, right? And on the 26th, that is today, I have everything I'm supposed to do, right? So every morning I look at that and say, okay, what am I supposed to do? So you have your plan. And if you now see, and you know why these calendars are very good, they have a start and end time, right? So if I say that this program is going to have last for 50 minutes, right? I would give myself maybe another 15 minutes because, okay, assuming people have to get set, get ready, and the end, it goes further by 5 minutes, right? I have to leave where I am to another place. So I'm not going to fix another event in the next 15 minutes after this meeting, because I need to think of, okay, if the meeting goes longer by 5 minutes, I have travel time. But what we do most times is that we put things back to back to back, and you'll be in a meeting like, I have to run, I have another meeting. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. So schedule, plan first. The first thing is to plan. Put it down somewhere so you see, have clarity, right? Second, it's be disciplined. Keep to that plan, right? And then finally, learn to say no when your schedule is filled up, right? And then there's also importance of priority. So for example, if you're in school, your priority is your studies, right? Now, your studies cannot take 24 hours, right? Even if you read 24 hours, that's not a justification you pass. It's about putting a reading time, a resting time, an eating time, a recreational time. Just have all that and then be disciplined. You will see yourself managing your time very well.
Thank you so much. You were actually talking to me. I know I was gonna ask that question because me and her, we are nocturnal. We are very active at night, so we can read all night. And then by the time we are about to sleep, it's already morning, and we need to go to work or go to school. So I was going to ask that thing. How do we rest for 7 to 8 hours? Sometimes I don't have it and it begins to affect you. You just know that I'm being affected somehow. Okay, so we're going to take the last question. I hope I didn't miss out that question. This is the last question, please. I really do not understand this question very well. I don't know, but I'm going to read it. Say, good evening, sir. Sometimes a person might wake up late and might not be able to do the 10 tips every one morning. What could be the solution?
Okay, I understand. So there is
okay.
Yeah, these 10 tips I suggested to improve your mental health. Excuse me. Now, these things are tips, right? It's not something you have to do every day, right? You do it, especially days you're stressed. Like this morning, although I prepared this presentation, right? But I woke up this morning, I was a bit stressed with a couple of things. So I needed to then think of, okay, how can I improve my mental health? So I started to do deep breaths, imagery, imagine that there will be a good day, gratitude. I recalled a lot of people that I was supposed to send thank you SMSs that I didn't do. So I quickly send a text message. Obviously, I said my morning prayer and all that, right? So the point is that it's not every day you do this, right? If you can do it every day, fine. If you can create that time, but when you wake up late and you have to catch up, and remember, you need to take care of yourself. It's not just about improving your mental health. Remember what I talked about, taking care of yourself. Don't always be in a hurry. So if you see like making these 10 tips today is going to make you be in a hurry and stress yourself, you can let go and do it the next day.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Obinna. Thank you so much. Let's appreciate him for taking out this time to come speak to us. Let's just applaud him, appreciate him, and all that. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. If we were to pay him, we wouldn't have been able to afford him. Of course, he knows. Thank you so much. This has been him. He has always been very reliable, very trusted person right from those days in the university. And these are men that you have. Remember, I told you of good men. That's what I taught on. These are the good men you have in your corner, and you don't throw them away. You don't even try it. You just keep, being with them. Thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate you. God bless you.
All right, so I have to
and
run.
So
I'm
we're
sorry,
gonna
I have to run. I can't stay to the end of the program. So thanks, and have a good conference.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.